Do you ever wonder how our monetary system works? How did we get from a system based on gold and silver to one rooted in debt? Money, a simple term that's been influencing the world for centuries, is at the heart of our civilizations, the driving force behind empires, and often the unseen hand guiding our personal stories. The global monetary system has shaped and reshaped the course of human history, and its evolution is nothing short of a wild roller coaster ride. Take a journey back in time to an era where the shiny yellow metal ruled supreme, when gold was king. It was tangible, finite, universally coveted. Trade necessitated no middlemen, no trust issues. It was straightforward, exchanging goods for this universally accepted value. However, as our society grew in complexity, so did our financial system. We fast forward to the mid-20th century and a game changer appears: credit. The term credit was freshly minted and the world was taking its first steps into an age of financial abstraction. It untethered wealth from the physical constraints of gold. It was no longer necessary to own something real to be considered wealthy. Money evolved into an abstract concept, a promise, an IOU to be cashed in the future. This paradigm shift not only transformed the world of finance but also altered the fabric of our societies. Enter the Thatcher and Reagan era and the significant deregulation of financial markets. The world starts financializing at unprecedented rate, freeing up pension system, and people can invest in stock and property markets because they now have access to debt. Credit was the key that unlocked possibilities. No longer were dreams tied to the reality of one's savings. People could buy homes, cars, and pursue higher education. As a society, we could aspire to more, dream bigger. Wall Street emerged as the beating heart of this brave new world, a place where fortunes were built not on gold or silver, but on promises and speculation. Wall Street was more than a place. It was and is the nerve center of global finance, pulsating with the rhythm of buy-sell trade. It's a place of paradoxes, where tangible wealth is crafted out of intangible promises, where fortunes rise and fall with the cadence of the market. But this rhythm is not always a pleasant melody. Sometimes it's a cacophony, a discord that reverberates throughout economies and societies. At the same time, another phenomenon surfaced: the largest global population boom during the euphoric years following the two world wars. These baby boomers entered the workforce in the mid-60s and 70s. A vast pool of people coming of age entered the labor market with dreams and aspirations to possess everything: a car, a house, a television, the latest appliances. Global consumption exploded, and this surge in demand for goods and services started to put pressure on prices, hence inflation. As we know, economics isn't fond of imbalances. The response was to veer the economy away from the precipice of inflation. Remember Paul Volcker? He was tasked with the unenviable job of hiking up the interest rates, a bitter medicine that had to be administered to curb runaway inflation. Economic decisions, it turns out, have far-reaching effects. The high interest rates dampened borrowing, curbed spending, and slowed businesses. Economies faltered, people lost jobs, and society bore the brunt. The dance between prosperity and recession, driven by credit, has caused us to stumble more than once. The Black Monday stock market crash of 1987. The 1997 Asian financial market collapse. The 2000 dot-com bubble bust. The 2008 global financial crisis and the 2012 European sovereign debt crisis all serve as stark reminders of the risks inherent in our credit-driven system. The 2008 global financial crisis was the watershed moment for the global economy.
Millions of American homeowners as a slowing housing market has turned some mortgages into time bombs.
One failed mortgage might not threaten the whole financial system. Millions of them could.
34 subprime mortgage companies have gone bust in just the last few months.
Bear Stearns is hurting. The stock cut in half, investors in general cutting out.
Fannie and Freddie may not have enough money on hand to stay in business.
If you're used to thinking about the issues, it is very intuitive.
And this was the moment when the central banks around the world reset all debt to zero interest payments. This was a drastic measure, but necessary to prevent a complete collapse of the financial system. The proverbial genie had been let out of the bottle, and since then, central banks globally have been making liberal use of their most potent tool, printing money. This practice, employed initially as a response to the 2008 crisis, has been used repeatedly, even more so during the recent COVID-19 pandemic, as a measure to stimulate struggling economies. However, this rampant money creation has led to an unsustainable escalation of central bank debt levels. The vulnerabilities of credit and Wall Street's follies have been brutally exposed. But amidst the chaos of this tumultuous sea, a new dawn is breaking. We are on the precipice of another seismic shift. The whispers of change have grown into a crescendo. The digital revolution is not just causing waves, it's creating tsunamis of change. Digital currency is not a distant futuristic concept, it's here now. It's real and it's shaking the foundations of our financial system. But to genuinely understand this new wave, we need to dive beneath the surface and scrutinize the underlying currents. Inflation, quantitative easing, fiscal policies, printing of money to stimulate the economy. These terms are more than mere jargons. They form the lifeblood of our economic system, influencing everything from the price of bread to your mortgage rates. So stay tuned for our upcoming videos where together we piece these intricate elements of the past and explore the thrilling possibilities of the future.